Hello, everybody, and welcome to December 1st, the cricket podcast with Sid Jagannath. Today was a relatively dull day, would be quite the understatement. Nothing much took place, but today's hot news definitely was, we don't really know if it's news or not, to be honest, but it was that BCCI wants to have a quick, urgent meeting with Ajit Agarkar and Gautam Gambhir. Now, that raises quite a few eyebrows as to why this meeting is taking place, especially right in the middle of a series, one day before the second one-day international between India and South Africa. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Apparently, there's going to be some decisions over here on the future of ROCO. Would make sense that they gave a timely reminder that they are still not gone. But I think the ground will be set for what goes into the next year and a half before the 2027 Cricket ODI World Cup. Moving on to other news, New Zealand, the good boys of cricket, take on West Indies, the fallen from the mighty graces of cricket team, who will always struggle to get back on par with who they were and what they were in the cricket community. But my heart really beats for the West Indies team. I feel that they were a victim of bad administration. Sometimes that's what I feel. And at one point in time, they were the team to beat. Today, they are pretty much, on par with, say, a Bangladesh or anybody. And I feel sad for that, but that's the truth. New Zealand take on West Indies in a test match series and in New Zealand. So you could, be forgiven for thinking that the conclusion is, the result is a foregone conclusion. But let us see. You never know. Test match throws up many surprises. So we'll see what happens. And the interesting thing that's happening is the IPL auction that is coming up. And one big addition that's coming into the IPL auction that wasn't playing, I think, for a couple of years now is Cameron Green, the all-rounder from Australia. He's been in and out with injury, so really looking forward to that. And I think there's some notable exemptions, especially because a lot of people have been let gone of. And because they've been let gone of, teams have a little bit more, flexi power. I think Mumbai Indians is among the few teams with very few additions or deletions. I'm not sure what exactly they'll be contributing to the auction because I'm not even sure how much of purse they have left. But I'll be doing a detailed segment about that later in the IPL section, so maybe in a couple of days. So I'm not going to get into more details about that right now. Moving on to some other interesting news is Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya, India's ace all-rounder, India's answer to Kapil Dev. Unfortunately, the answer that we never were able to give long enough. Anyways, long story short, he basically got injured, quadriceps injury, and he's been in and out of the Cricket Excellence Center in Bangalore. And apparently, word is out that he's recovered, gone through all the medical tests, received the required certifications, and now he's back on the field, but not quite in Indian colors. I think he'll be playing for Baroda, if I'm not wrong, under his brother, Krunal Pandya rather. And interestingly enough, those three matches are happening in Hyderabad. So good chance for Hyderabadis to get a good look at Hardik Pandya. And talking about the pink ball test that's coming up in the Ashes, the second test match between England and Australia. I think England I'm not sure how to put this, but their all-pace attack, they might be a tweaking to that. So we've had, apparently in the nets, there's been Shoaib Bashir and Will Jacks who've kind of thrown down but quite a few of the spinners to Ben Stokes. And Mr. Ben Stokes is going to make a decision on which spinner he's going to go with. And if anything, I think it's going to be Shoaib Bashir. He's tall, gets some good bounce, he's young. I think he's one of Stokes' go-to guys. So I think it's going to be Bashir playing. And that might not necessarily be the worst thing, on Australian pitches. Spinners, a miss-hit can go high in the air. Long boundaries definitely can get caught. But with the pink ball, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, I don't think ever team should go in with an all-pace attack. There always has to be a spin option. So I'm glad that they're taking that. However, Just because they are having sense with the bowling department does not necessarily mean that there's going to be sense in their batting approach. And that brings us to a close. So, like I said, not much really happening today in the world of cricket, but tomorrow we'll have some action from New Zealand and West Indies. So, see you back tomorrow.